I'm making a video for something.
Hi.
Why do you love the Bright Sessions?
So I first started listening to the show because I'm a psychology major, and I was like, oh cool, it's about therapy.
Before the Bright Sessions, I didn't know you could fall in love with a character just by voice. I had never heard a story about the real lives of the people with the special abilities I love to read about or watch on TV. And getting to listen to them struggle, getting to listen to them triumph and make friends and fall in love, that has been amazing.
You know, I only started listening about a month ago.
Because I remember when the Tumblr tag was like lucky to get 10 posts a day, and now I can barely keep up with it.
It made me feel so many things. It made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me hide my face because I was blushing so hard. It made me listen to Nine Inch Nails on repeat, which was not fun. Thanks for nothing, Damien.
And a couple episodes in, my beautiful son Caleb was introduced, and I was like, oh my god, a character who, like, is male and, like, is allowed to have emotions and feel them and can feel other people's feelings, which I can do thanks to hyper empathy from OCD, which other authors don't recommend. And it was really nice to see that.
I don't think I can put into words how much the show has meant to me and how much I've loved being able to see it develop and grow into the masterpiece that it is.
I love the writing, I love the voice acting, I love the audio design. I love everything about the Bright Sessions. It's wonderful and amazing.
There's such a sense of gentleness and optimism to it. Even when things are intense, when there's high conflict and emotions and tensions and all that, there's this sort of underlying feeling like things are going to get better. It's all going to be okay.
The Bright Sessions brought me a kind of peace and a kind of hope that I'm not equipped to explain.
It's really helped me, I think, make stronger relationships with people.
It also came right at a time when I was struggling with my sexuality too, and with learning to accept that part of who I am, and having all of these really positive representations of like my sexuality that I haven't seen anywhere else was super important to me. Like, my bisexual disaster. I am a bisexual disaster.
Lauren, thank you so much. You are my favorite writer ever, and the way you know your characters and how your characters, like how they are as people, how that influences their beliefs and their feelings and their actions. It is absolutely the hugest inspiration for me as a writer.
You guys are so amazing, and you made me love something so much in such a short time.
And the cast and the crew, you all make the show come to life, and you do it so brilliantly. And I've loved getting to hear you and fall in love with these characters that you all represent.
Thank you so much for this wonderful, strange, brilliant story that, for all of its superpowers and government conspiracies and all of this brilliant sci-fi, is ultimately a story about people.
Chloe's an artist, and Sam has anxiety, but also, Chloe can hear people's thoughts, and Sam is a time traveler. Caleb has anger issues, but he's also, an empath.
You see all these characters with amazing abilities, but they have, real person problems, real issues that people struggle with, anxieties and stresses and emotional issues. And they learn how to balance those with their everyday lives and with their abilities, which I think is just a really cool thing to see because it's so hopeful.
And there's been a really amazing community of people online that I've been in touch with because of the Bright Sessions.
This past month, I went through a really rough time, and I went back and listened to it all from the beginning, and seeing the characters attempt to get through their roadblocks that they have going on makes me believe that I can get through what I have going on, and that's a really great thing to feel.
The underlying message behind it all is that, yes, it'll take work, and yes, it'll be difficult sometimes, but it will get better and it will get easier and you will grow as a person if you put this effort in. And I think that's something a lot of people need to hear, but more than that, we need to be able to see it play out. And I honestly don't know any other show that puts such an emphasis on watching the characters try to get better at just the little things.
The Bright Sessions somehow showed up in my life when I began grappling with the idea that I might have anxiety beyond what I thought was just stress.
At the time that I started listening to the Bright Sessions, soon after it came out, I was in a really dark place and was terrified of therapists and counselors of any kind. And listening to Joan week after week and listening to Sam and really getting to see her work through some of her problems, especially on this entire journey as she's gone through, has really related to me with all of the anxiety problems that I've had.
It's really made me come to terms with who I am and made me solidify my choice to seek out therapy.
It's probably made me more comfortable with my anxiety diagnosis than I would have been otherwise if I hadn't, listened to Sam's journey. It's made me a lot more aware of my own mental health, to be honest.
I am constantly struggling with my mental illness, and being able to have this podcast and have all of these characters that I can identify with really, really helps me not feel so alone.
So I just wanted to say thank you for normalizing the idea that it's okay for me to go get help, because it made all the difference in the past year or two in my life.
And I just feel so grateful that I got to know these characters that seemed more real to me than myself even sometimes, and that I got to spend time with them and the world that they live in, and I think I'm gonna carry it with me for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Lauren, and the whole cast who breathed life into their characters, and to Misha and Evan, who brought it all to vivid Technicolor sound.
So I'm going to say thank you to Lauren and everyone who even worked on the Bright Sessions, donated to their Patreon, anyone who had anything to do with it. I am so, so grateful for you for creating this beautiful thing, and thank you so much.
As sad as I am to see this chapter of the Bright Sessions close, I know that it's really the start of a new era, and I'm so excited to see the spin-offs and the books, and if we're lucky, a TV show. But either way, I am so grateful for this brilliant story, and I can't wait to see what comes next.
So I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Lauren Shippen, and thank you everyone who worked so hard to bring us the Bright Sessions. Stay strange.
It is the afternoon before the finale of the Bright Sessions comes out, and I'm honestly still not entirely sure what I want to say here, so as is probably obvious, I asked a bunch of people on the internet to send me videos talking about how much this show has meant to them, and we're all just so grateful to have seen these characters and the journey that they all go on, and it is starting to rain. Yikes. Thank you so much. The way you talk about mental illness and how people get through it is really, really special, and yeah.
So anyways, thank you for giving me something that I could look forward to. Because really, in the long run, that's one of the best things that the Bright Sessions did to me. That the Bright Sessions did for me is giving me something to look forward to.